Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Lily informs Nate that Damian is dead, and Kyle and Audra are in danger. The Young and the Restless reveals that Lily Winters will be the one to inform Nate Hastings that Damian Kane has died. Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles will also face peril. So let's talk about what's coming up on the CBS soap. Kane Ashby will face a lot of criticism now that the unrest in Nice has turned deadly. People will line up to blame Kane for causing the situation that killed Damian and Chance Chancellor. Of course, Carter will also die as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So Amanda Sinclair will handle the situation with the authorities and ensure the remains are transferred to the coroner's office. However, on Tuesday's episode of Y&R, Billy Abbott and Phyllis Summers will emerge as Kane's most vocal supporters. Kane never imagined all of this bloodshed when he invited everyone to his estate for a party and the reveal of his true identity. Likewise, Kane had no idea what Carter was capable of, so Phyllis and Billy will not think it is fair for him to face such a hostile response. Billy and Phyllis will almost certainly have ulterior motives for joining the Kane defense squad. It will primarily be Billy and Phyllis's attempt to soften Kane's stance on the Chancellor partnership, which they both still desire. Kyle and Audra's feud will take a hazardous turn. Things are going to get perilous, so may Audra be correct in assuming Kyle has a profound desire for her? There is a fine line between love and hate, so an angry confrontation could turn passionate. Then again, the frightening twist that's brewing could be more about Kyle and Audra finding the new carnage. Audra and Kyle may be shaken to learn that Chance and Carter have both died. Whatever the case, Lily will be the one to contact Nate Hastings once cell service is restored. Nate will be saddened when he learns that Damian was murdered, especially given how painful this will be for Amy Lewis. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Nate will find it difficult to accept Damian's unexpected death. Nick and Sharon's comeback continues as Billy saves himself. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Nick Newman was paired with Sharon Newman in her most recent captivity narrative. This feels like the continuation of a 3-year comeback storyline. 3 years ago in the spring, Ray Rosales died in a car crash. Sharon became a widow, and Nick was the natural choice for her next romance, if not her returned husband. Sharon has stated in recent months that she is interested in pursuing a reconciliation with Nick. He obviously rejected that effort when he stated that he had injured her too many times. However, this current narrative suggests that Sharon's reunion instinct may still prevail. Hostage triple play works if the outcome pays off. In this installment of Sharon's Hostage trilogy, she witnessed Kane Ashby's enforcer/Nick. Case's character was facing a bizarre third term of imprisonment, which had to have a plausible conclusion. Why would the writing crew purposely place Sharon in 3 successive, generally identical scenarios? Nick's appreciation for Sharon has grown exponentially with each event, and the current crisis puts his life in grave danger. Sharon's discovery of Billy Abbott in the maze must surely have had an intentional effect. Victor Newman will not forgive Billy Abbott. Billy took charge of Nick's bleed out, calming a stunned Sharon. He helped save Nick's life temporarily, while making his own medical diagnosis and requesting immediate assistance. However, Victor Newman will not forgive Billy Boy, despite the fact that Thompson's character will play an important role in Nick's survival. But Kane may come to believe that he owes Billy something for preventing another catastrophe on his estate, during what has become a summer vacation disaster of epic proportions. Sally Spectra is set to provide necessary medical assistance. Who knew Hope's character has that skill set and could use it in an actual emergency? Of course, she is Billy's current love interest. So this makes broad soapy sense in a wild tale that doubles as Y&R's summer location story, set on a soundstage with Kane's property as the backdrop. Sharon Newman wills reunion into being. Nick did not have to bring Sharon with him to France, but he did, cementing their permanent bond. If Villasuso's character hadn't been tragically slain, Kane would have invited him, not Chance. In that case, Sharon may have been Ray's +1. However, Sharon's single status and desire to undertake another reconciliation attempt are consistent with what is now happening in France. Many storylines have come together in the Kane recast tale. One of them is the genuine desire that Sharon and Nick, one of the show's best couples, will be written back together. Following Victor's confession, Kyle's brutal betrayal destroys Audra's career. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott exposes Audra Charles to Victor and Nikki Newman. Audra thought she had Kyle just where she wanted him, but it turns out she overplayed her hand, destroying her profession and possibly her relationship with Nate Hastings, Jr. Audra kissed Kyle last week. She was convinced that a smooch would result in the sack. She intended to use Kyle's infidelity against him to end his relationship with Claire Newman. Kyle was actually playing Audra all along. He knew she was a snake and couldn't wait to reveal her shoddiness to Victor and Nikki. This will shield Kyle from any repercussions from the Newmans and maintain his friendship with Claire. Audra overplayed her hand. Audra used Damian Kane's death to find comfort in Kyle's embrace. He could see her plot cooking from a mile away. Audra experienced a new low. She was not heartbroken about Damian's death. She was using it to influence Kyle and trap him into a compromising position, destroying his career and relationship with Claire. According to spoilers from The Young and the Restless, Kyle confronted Victor and Nikki about Audra's betrayal. He ensured Victor was aware of Audra's ambitions to collaborate with Kane Ashby, and was willing to assist him in acquiring Newman Enterprises, Jabot, Chancellor Industries, and Winters. And that's not all. Kyle admits that Audra intended to hurt Claire. That was the sinker for Victor and Nikki. The Newmans frequently state, "No one messes with anyone in our family."
That is all it takes to make Audra the public enemy number 1. Alternatively, she may be public enemy number 2, as Kane is unquestionably Victor's number 1 target. Kyle informs Audra that the Newmans know. Kyle not only called Audra out, but he also informed her that the Newmans were aware of her scheme. He told them everything. The fact that he told Nikki and Victor was a power play. He knew Nikki was the heart of the family. He understood that if he intended to seriously harm Audra's reputation, he needed to tell the monarch the truth about the shady vixen. According to teasers from The Young and the Restless, Kyle played a whole different game than Audra. He did not try to beat Victor. Instead, he played Victor's game by enlisting him in his strategy to defeat Audra. It was a clever plan that paid off. If exposing Audra to the Newmans wasn't awful enough, Kyle threatens to inform Nate. He warned Audra that he would expose that she was willing to bet him in order to have access to Victor's money, and that he would use his brother's death to manipulate his feelings. Kyle must now proceed with caution when dealing with Audra. She warned him that he would regret crossing her. And she's correct. Now Audra has nothing to lose. She knows all of his secrets and is not afraid to get dirty. The conflict between Kyle and Audra is far from ended. She'll go to her corner and plan her next move. She will not be satisfied until Kyle loses everything, including his sweet romance with Claire. Kyle best be prepared for a fight since the power struggle is far from done. Billy's new Phyllis alliance leads to cheating on Sally? According to The Young and the Restless spoilers, Billy Abbott may cheat on Sally Spectra, therefore his new partnership with Phyllis Summers could end his romance. With Phyllis and Billy's bonding sessions in recent months, it appeared like the program was finally taking off. When Phyllis was Billy's right-hand woman at Abbott Communications, fans began to suspect a cheating scandal was brewing. That's especially relevant given that viewers witnessed Phyllis's romantic dream about Billy, as well as how he rescued her at the clinic during the Martin Laurent lab rat narrative. However, Y&R turned in a different direction when Billy fired Phyllis, causing so much friction between them. Phyllis's fixation with offering Daniel Romalotti Jr. a job he didn't want caused her relationship with Billy to fall apart. Sally eventually replaced Phyllis at Abbott Communications, but now Phyllis is preparing to form a new company with Billy, which could put these ex-partners back together. In the July 28th episode, Billy will seek Phyllis's assistance in pursuing Chancellor. Phyllis has already pledged her commitment to Kane Ashby and made some progress with him, so Billy may believe she is the ideal person to have on his team. Billy refuses to let the murder pandemonium dissuade him from using Kane to achieve his goals. Phyllis and Billy have something in common: they are both fixated on business goals that they intend to achieve no matter what. Before the nice narrative began, Y&R teasers revealed that Phyllis would achieve professional and personal success. There were some hints that Phyllis may finally achieve a romantic win to go with her business success. Could they be reunited now that the program is returning to the Phyllis and Billy storyline? Billy and Phyllis will undoubtedly work together to defend Kane between July 28 and August 1. That will strengthen their bond, but Sally will be upset that Billy has latched onto Phyllis again. Sally will undoubtedly see this union as a disaster waiting to happen, and she may be correct if Billy cheats on her. Could this be the beginning of the end for Billy and Sally's relationship? Will Billy and Phyllis combine business and pleasure at some point? Lily Winters is the one who delivers the devastating blow to Nate Hastings that Damian Kane is dead, a revelation that will shake Nate to his core and leave him reeling as The Young and the Restless dives deeper into its chaotic nice fallout, a whirlwind that has already claimed Damian, Chance Chancellor, and Carter in one of the soap's most brutal stretches of carnage, with Amanda Sinclair cleaning up the aftermath by working with authorities to send the bodies to the coroner's office while the rest of Genoa City's players grapple with the emotional and strategic ramifications, from Billy Abbott and Phyllis Summers leaping to Kane Ashby's defense despite the bloodshed at his estate, motivated less by altruism and more by their personal agenda of keeping Kane pliable for a Chancellor Industries alliance, to Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles, whose volatile dynamic explodes into the danger zone as their feud edges toward a combustible mix of passion, betrayal, and potentially life-threatening stakes. Because while Audra taunts Kyle with insinuations that he secretly wants her despite their animosity, the danger ahead could stem from their heated face-off turning physical or from the shockwaves they'll endure after confronting the grim news that Chance and Carter are both gone, amplifying the tension already sparked by Damian's murder and the betrayal games Kyle is about to unleash, since Kyle will not only eviscerate Audra's career by exposing her schemes to Victor and Nikki Newman but also hold the threat of telling Nate that she attempted to seduce him during his grief, using Damian's death to manipulate her way closer to Newman power and a financial lifeline, making Audra the Newman family's next top enemy, second only to Kane on Victor's hit list, and igniting a war where Audra, backed into a corner, vows to destroy Kyle's relationship with Claire Newman, his credibility, and his professional footing, even if it means torching everyone around her, all while Sharon Newman and Nick Newman's long-simmering romantic undertones resurface amid their latest hostage crisis, a trilogy of captivity arcs that have steadily rekindled Nick's appreciation for Sharon as her loyalty and resilience shine through each life-threatening ordeal, despite his earlier reluctance to reconcile after years of hurting her, and with Sharon openly ready to embrace a reunion and fate seemingly pushing them back together during this French nightmare, fans can sense the writers steering toward a Nick and Sharon endgame, even as Billy Abbott plays field medic to stabilize Nick after Kane's enforcer slashes him, earning temporary gratitude from Sharon but renewed disdain from Victor Newman, who refuses to forgive Billy Boy despite his life-saving intervention, though Kane may begrudgingly feel indebted to Billy for averting yet another death at his cursed estate, and Sally Spectra, unexpectedly proving she has medical chops, becomes Billy's emergency ally, a twist that ties back into her own precarious romantic standing, because Billy's deepening partnership with Phyllis Summers, as they strategize to defend Kane and pursue their mutual business conquests, reignites old sparks between the exes, threatening to derail his relationship with Sally entirely if their alliance tips into an affair, especially since their history already includes Phyllis's romantic dream about Billy, his rescue of her during the Martin Laurent lab rat ordeal, and the lingering chemistry fans spotted back when she worked alongside him at Abbott Communications before tension and firings tore them apart. So now, with the nice storyline serving as a nexus for almost every major YNR arc, from Sharon and Nick's potential reconciliation to Kyle and Audra's escalating Cold War, Billy and Phyllis's rekindled connection, Nate's heartbreak over Damian, and Kane's desperate bid to maintain allies amidst the fury over the deaths linked to his party, the stage is set for a cascade of betrayals, reconciliations, and shocking power plays, where every character's loyalties and desires collide in explosive ways that promise betrayals as seismic as Kyle's calculated takedown of Audra via Victor and Nikki, the possible implosion of Billy and Sally's romance if Phyllis reclaims her ex, Sharon's steadfast pursuit of Nick despite his hesitation, Audra's scorched earth revenge strategy now that Kyle's made her a pariah, and Nate's struggle to grieve Damian while processing the collateral damage of a circle consumed by ambition, lust, and vengeance, ensuring that as Genoa City's most powerful and passionate figures spiral through this chaos, each alliance, seduction, and confrontation will either forge unbreakable bonds or shatter lives beyond repair, driving the soap into one of its most tangled, dramatic, and ruthlessly compelling chapters yet, where even fleeting gestures, like Sharon agreeing to stay by Nick's side despite the danger, or Billy quietly lingering near Phyllis after a shared victory, may ignite chain reactions with fallout that neither Kane, the Newmans, nor the Abbotts will be able to contain, leaving viewers bracing for a storm of betrayals, romantic upheavals, and career-ending vendettas that will test every character's limits as YNR barrels toward its next crescendo of love, loss, and lethal consequences.